There are 31 games into the year, but really it's a brand new season for the Rainbow Wahine softball team.
Well, Mariella, this year will be a new challenge for second-year head coach Greg McMackin. In his first season last year, he lost 9 offensive starters, including Colt Brennan and all his receivers. This year, he loses 9 defensive starters and all his specialists.
Bob Nash is out as the Rainbow Warrior basketball head coach. Just kidding, April fools. It's actually the opposite, as Nash receives a 1-year contract extension with an option for a second year. The Warrior football team is still 5 months away from the start of the 2009 season, but it's never too early to start laying out some goals.
There are hundreds of people here lined up to greet them. Someone who tried to sneak through all of it is our own gold medalist, Natasha Kai. But with bling like that, you just can't sneak by everybody.
Now, Chris, what can fans look forward to tonight, even though this is a battle of the so-called cellar dwellers? They only have 1 loss on their record, and the BYU Hawaii men's basketball team hasn't dropped a game in 2009. With lack of clothing, we go through the routine one last time. Things go smoothly. After 3 unsuccessful tries, Carrie saves the day. So what you're telling me, if TV doesn't work out, don't come here. If Michelle Wee can't qualify for a major in the LPGA Tour, I don't see any reason why she should play with the men. But don't be mad at me, I didn't say that. Annika Sorenstam did in response to Michelle's decision to play on the PGA Tour again. They told me that I got the most uncomfortable saddle of the whole shop.
Oh, good job. There you go.
Well, Minna, that is the $1 million question, maybe the $10 million question. Nobody knows just yet. He's kept pretty tight lip on where he intends to sign. We probably won't know till he actually puts that hat on, signs his name on the paper. But you can tell he is the big deal. Look at the program. Front page, there he is, Manti Te'o. Nobody's here right now. He's not here, but you know what? A guy who is here is a guy we all know, Mr. Howard Dashevsky.
Yeah.
He's here to MC this whole event. Not too long ago, you were here.
Long ago.
Long ago, doing the same kind of thing. What's going through these guys' minds?
They're known for hitting, and for the first time this spring, the University of Hawaii football team strap on the pads. Warrior head coach Greg McMackin wanted the players to go easy on each other, but when hitting is in your blood, there's no such thing as half speed. Just ask new offensive line coach Gordy Shaw, who couldn't get out of the way fast enough during individual drills. For Coach Mack, though, he loves what he sees and is glad his staff can now get a better handle on where players are at thus far.
It's more football. It was a good first day.
The Warriors have 12 more spring practices on the calendar. Next Saturday, they'll be on Maui for a scrimmage and autograph session at War Memorial Stadium. They finish spring ball on the 25th with Junior Day and the Warrior Bowl at Aloha Stadium. Winners of their last 4, the 24th ranked Rainbow baseball team looks to at least split the series against San Jose State in Game 2 of a 4-game homestand. The Bows would have to work from behind, though, as the Spartans jump out to an early 3-0 lead. But here comes Hawaii. Kevin McDonald says, forget the peanuts, give me the Cracker Jack, a solo shot, and UH is on the board trailing 3-1. In the bottom of 4, Hawaii now down 5-1. Jeffrey Van Dornum busts out the boom boom stick. Another solo shot, and the Bows trail by 3. Skip ahead to the 8th inning, and this is where the home team pours it on. They score 5 runs off 6 hits. This one off the bat of Kevin McDonald, which the base is loaded. A 2 RBI single, and Hawaii comes from behind for the 7-5 win. In the second game of today's doubleheader, the Bows find themselves down early once again as San Jose State puts 2 runs on the board in the first inning. But in the bottom of 2, Van Dornum hits the sac fly into right field. Colton Wong, come on down. It's a 1-run ball game. Let's jump ahead to the bottom of 7. Bows trail by 2. The fielder's choice gives San Jose 2 outs while giving up a run. So here we go. Vinny Kachikala at the dish and looking for a tie or the win. He gets neither, and Hawaii falls 3-2. The 2 teams play in the series finale tomorrow at 1. Staying on the diamond, Kanani Pu'u-Warren hit a 3-run homer in the 16th inning, catapulting the Rainbow Wahine to a 7-4 win against 22nd-ranked Fresno State. It's the longest game in UH history, lasting 3 hours and 24 minutes. Freshman Stephanie Ricketts threw 12.1 innings of relief in the win. And if that wasn't long enough, the Bows had to play in a second one right after, but they got the win there too, 2-1 the final. Staying with our theme of back-to-back games today, the Final Four of the men's NCAA basketball tournament tips off in Detroit. In the first game of the night, it's hometown favorite Michigan State taking on top-ranked Connecticut. Second half, Spartans up 8. Darrell Summers lights up the house of almost 73,000 with this facial. Stanley Robinson got a hand on it, but that's not going to make him feel any better. But with just over a minute to go, Robinson, hey, he starts to feel better. A filthy follow cuts the lead to 3. However, it'll be Michigan State in the title game after an 82-73 win. In Game 2, it's top-ranked North Carolina taking on number 3 Villanova. And right from the get-go, the Tar Heels showing their dominance. Ty Lawson with the steal and the bucket. Carolina up 11. Fast forward to the second half. Villanova cutting the lead to 5 off a baseline J by Shane Clark. But the Tar Heels show why they've won every game in the tournament by at least 12 points. This one no different as UNC advances to Monday's championship game with an 83-69 win. Well, Michelle Wie is back to her old ways, and given her recent history, that is not a good thing. At +8, the Punahou alum barely made the cut in yesterday's second round of the LPGA Kraft Nabisco Championship. And for a second straight day, Wietze shoots a 9 over 81, dropping her to the very bottom of the leaderboard. Her only birdie of the day comes on hole 9. Other than that, she cards 4 bogeys and 3 double bogeys. After 54 holes, Wie is 17 over par in 70th place. Christy McPherson is 25 strokes ahead of Wie at 8 under par and tops the leaderboard heading into tomorrow's final round. And one last golfing note, Parker McLaughlin misses the cut at the Houston Shell Open. Parker was 2 over while the cut line was at +1. His home country of Japan banned him from competing in the sport. Not because of something he did, but because of something he was born with.
He told me he wanted to do amateur boxing. I was kind of skeptical at first. I looked at his hand. I made my doctor give him a physical. So my doctor went to HMC, watched him work out, and the doctor gave me the okay.
Since getting the green light, Koichi Tanji's fought in 4 sanctioned USA boxing matches. And so far, he's undefeated with 2 knockouts.
I don't let anybody to decide what I'm gonna be, I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna be.
Tanji says Japan banned him from competing due to the liability if something were to happen to him. He hopes his story will inspire others to overcome their obstacles, whatever they may be.
To me, this is natural, because I was born like this. So I think for them too, don't think like, oh, I'm disability, so I can. Don't limit that.
Every day, Tanji trains in the sport he loves, and Kawano says it's easy to explain why he's so motivated.
He's like a machine gun. He won't stop. So I think he kind of wants to prove that he can do it, and he's not going to let his handicap hold him back.
Tanji wasn't born with a normal right hand, but he's making up for it in other areas.
He has a heart of a champion, and that's one thing you got to be born with. You can't teach that.
It's the hat that shocked the college football world. But Manti Te'o's choice of Notre Dame over both UCLA and USC came down to one very simple reason.
For me, I felt that I wanted to make a difference, and similar to the difference I made at Punahou.
Last season, Notre Dame finished 7-6 and barely made it to the Hawaii Bowl. The Fighting Irish won that game 49-21 to save their season, but Manti wants to help build a dynasty instead of join one.
My dream was to join a program that's building instead of joining one that's already built. And I knew that if I could build a program to greatness, then that's when legends are created, and that's where people are remembered forever, and that's what I wanted to do.
Perhaps what surprised most people is that Manti, a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, decided to go to a Catholic school. But he says there's more similarities than differences.
Notre Dame is a Catholic school, is a faith-based school, but they have some LDS ties. They have a chapel right in South Bend that I visited, and I met with the bishop and everything. So it was a lot more comfortable for me to know that the church was pretty strong.
While some might criticize Manti for turning down the mighty Trojans or their crosstown rivals UCLA, he says he's confident he's made the best decision for himself and his family.
I've always been one to blaze my own trail, and if at times it means doing it myself, then I'll do it myself. But I know I have my family behind me, and that's all I need is my family to support me, and I can do anything.
Jason Tang, K5 News.